Harrisburg, Illinois, Harrisburg, Illinois. Alright, that trailer's the post office. I'm just parked right here. This is like a trail parking, or what they call bike path parking. Looks like an old sign. Access directly, though, is not great from this parking lot. You gotta go down the ditch to get in here, I guess. Yeah, not easy if you got a bicycle. It doesn't look like it's used a whole lot. And what really, oh, there's a neat bridge. And what gets my attention is this mine. You can mine building. I could probably go through the woods to get there. Maybe get the other walking stick. Yeah, to go through those woods, I want both my walking sticks. Alright, let's have a look at this abandoned mine. Make a straight walk to it through these woods. Short walk, shortcut. It's not a lot of water. It's been a while since it's rained, so can't really, or don't really have any water problems. You can clearly see the water paths that were set up. Man, this is a really, I saw this, people took pictures of this building and it looks like an art piece to me. I've never seen a mine shaped like this. And it could be specific for the type of mining. All mines have different appearances. Some kind of old, what is this thing? Old metal piece. Let's have a look. Looks like I could just pull it out. Wires too? Yeah. An old electrical box. It's got some copper on it. It's a very nice black dirt. Yeah. Ooh. I'm gonna get myself electrocuted. That's pretty neat. Just kind of sitting down here. It's got to the point where it had no value. I think that they're mowing the grass. Alright. What's this thing all about? Do they explain it? They might be blocking off parking access. I'll have to take a look if they have any warning signs. Look at it, it's all caged up. Looks like it'd be a cool place to fly a drone. Some kind of, they put an old couch down here. That's probably why they don't want people down here. It's kind of a bit of a dump site to people. What's up with all this cage? Yeah, they completely gutted this out. I'd have to see diagrams of how it was originally set up. You only see the design of the shell, but what was all the mine number 12? What was the supporting equipment? They had caution tape for a while. That's pretty neat. Now I gotta check to see if they do have no trespassing signs. I see one on a tree over here. Looks like, well, I don't know. And then this thing, that's so cool. Have you seen this? There's this this shaft thing that looks really neat. It just looks like an art piece to me. Chain hanging down. Pretty cool stuff. Built in 1923. Still standing 100 years later. So there's some kind of a wood plank on the roof. Really hard to imagine what it was like. I mean, this is 1923 technology. So at the mine, oh, they don't identify who the owner is. At the mine, in the front, I have to look to see if there's a no trespassing sign. But I mean, it's so easy to get here with the on the trail, off the trail. Happy 35th B-Day, Thomas Wayne. I love you forever. They wrote on this bridge. How old is that? Looks kind of like a new bridge. Looks like maybe the same paint being used for the hands too. Handprints all the way down. I've never seen anything like this. Somebody putting their handprints on the bridge over a creek. Looks like mile 18 is down there. Oh wow, this bridge has a vehicle capacity of 10. Whoa, out of Colfax. I know Colfax. Anderson Bridges. They manufacture them there, huh? Almost fell into the little culvert. What's interesting why I started recording here is they got a wall to protect from flooding. This man built. Oh, there's a building over there. I kind of want to the water. They got a water channel over there with that building. Maybe a pump house. All right, this is a weird setup. What is the deal with this? Is this a roof that lost all its top? And then what's this thing over here? Some kind of a gate with a yellow black thing dangling. A couple of those. What a weird setup out here. Bridge is over there. Alright, door was locked. They got a little overgrowth on the windows. It's like there's brick behind that glass, actually. It's an overflow with several doors. These top ones are closed, the bottom ones are open. Very deep down there. It looks like I could die if I fell. They're ready for major floods. So the water comes in this way and then out the other way, because this clearly is set up to catch the water coming in. What's happening inside this building? What does it got to pass? What does the water got to pass through? They want to filter it a little bit. Why bother filtering it? And then this slows down water more too. And then there's a big lake over here. It doesn't look like it's a part of any like, you know, water cleaning, you know, where the poop goes. It doesn't look, they don't have those types of buildings here. It's just flood management. Just big pipes as a part of the gate. It looks like vehicles come down here quite a bit. Drive in using this boat ramp area. And then, what, they pull in to here? It's not too deep. I could actually cross and have a look at that lamp, or that pond. They got a big gate here, and the water is low tide, I guess, lack of rains. Yeah, it's not that deep. I could practically take my shoes off and walk in there and only be ankle deep. Yeah, I just threw these pieces of wood on the water so I didn't get my shoes wet. It doesn't stink either. There's no smell of sewage. So those machines say 2 ton on this side. Couldn't quite read that, so rated for 4 tons. They chose to make a very heavy gate, and then up here is the pond, and it has no warnings about trespassing. And I can access in there because the gate is wide open. I can hear this humming loudly, so they're definitely keeping up with the electricity. But I guess it doesn't need to be tended to until they get major floods like this pipe over here. That'll catch water when it reaches the top, start drawing water out of this pond. I see there's a little discouragement from people walking on the top of this wall. I'm guessing it's just all entirely a flood wall. I can't even call that a pump house. I don't even know. It just kind of lets water pass through. And this looks very old. It's probably in the build here. Is probably influenced by that old mine and the use, what that old mine was used for. Maybe it created a lot of pollution and they wanted to isolate the pollution to here. So they really put in a lot of work to control water around here. So this setup looks like the first attempt at controlling water, and they found that this is too small because it looks abandoned. The wires look cut. The other one is on the other side. That's actually, you could hear the hum from the transformers taking in electricity. A wall for something. They got a pipe on top. Flood sewage. Yeah, it's all overgrown. Pipes were cut. They had pipes going in different directions that they controlled with the valves. And there's pipes here coming from that pond that they've closed off with wood and sand and metal, and they welded this metal to permanently close this pipe. Got a little path back here. Looks like these were just connected before. Sheriff Department parking only? Is that what I'm reading? Oh, it's an old sign. It was not originally. It's just kind of the cover. Alright, I'm like, what? Why would they have... It's just moved. And I'm sure they got it. Oh, it's like welded shut. They welded this door shut. The wood is very old. Feels actually a little wobbly. Yeah, that wood is quite wobbly indeed. High voltage controller. They have a year. Out of Cleveland, Ohio. Oh, I just turned it on. What's in here? Any wild animals? I don't believe I could just open it. I think it's welded. So people have smashed in through that little vent, and then you can come down here as a bone. Come in here. What is in that box? I'm curious. Alright, will I die if I fall down here? Doesn't... Oh! Okay. It's dangerous. Got a tree growing. A lot of nests for bugs. Some kind of a pump sitting in here. Huh. All right. Yeah, that's a curious setup. Yeah, this sign is way too old. City of Harrisburg. So the city was messing around. They must have blocks more further away. I see there's no trespassing signs into this forest. These gates are off their hinges. Only one hinge. So they're not moved. They haven't been moved in years, most likely. Don't know if this is really, well, it's city owned, so it's public property. Yeah, this was probably more dangerous to work on, whatever it was used for. And the waterway, I mean, it also had a part, this is also part of it, whatever these walls were for, to divert water in various ways. This is pretty green water. Divert this, because they also have a bit of a dam. So there's the wall, and then the unit. All right, down from that unit, there's a lot of sand, which is interesting to me. Why would they have so much sand here? It just seems like they've purposely put a bunch of sand inside this block. This wall diverts water somehow. I don't follow it. It's too much gone for me to follow. And even if it was all here, it might even be too complicated for me to understand. There's a lot of green though. A lot of green along this whole waterway. So it's a particular type of vegetation that is thriving. Yeah, I think that hole is intentional. Nice clear water, very green vegetation. That can handle high velocity of water. And it's kind of clean too. This isn't a lot of brush. Are they keeping it clean? Or is that just kind of how it's just not really having a lot of material go down? It's really pretty to see. This is not quite seaweed. It's like some kind of a fern that just waves in the water. It's a unique type of greenery in the water in Illinois. The rocks are all green. It just sticks to any rock and thrives. I had to go down there and up this. Now I see a trail I could just follow. So I don't need to take that bridge back. All right, there's the wall. I'm across the water. There's that unit. And I'm just gonna head back to my car on this trail. There's a house over there. Somebody could see me. It could be on private property. Looks like an old spillway for this lake here that runs down into this lower lake. Kind of a neat setup. Looks like it still works. I get the impression that flooding was a big deal for this mine. They wanted to divert all the water away from that mine And they put a heck of a lot of effort into doing that. Spent a lot of money and resources. So I'm guessing the gas or Liberty Utilities cleared this gas pipeline pathway, so they know where it's at. So from under the bridge, you could see the newer flood control and the older one over there. But I mean, the mining has been abandoned, so flood control is probably not that big of a deal now. Yeah, clearly this walk bridge was built on an old bridge, very thick. Probably it used to support a train. You could see this old piece below and then the new brick on the top. Probably was a train track before. El Dorado, Illinois. El Dorado. Norris City, Illinois. Norris City, Illinois. So I had to make another desperate run to the McDonald's 1.2 miles away. Bicycle from my car because I just didn't want to drive, and those urges to use the bathroom sometimes catch me at the wrong time. Times where it's most inconvenient. So they got a substation entirely dedicated to the fairground. Oh, and they get coordinates. It's a White County. White County. Oh man, alright, this is one of those racing wagons. The wheels off, that's kind of neat. So I'm guessing this is a horse barn. Yeah, that's where the person sits right here. Horse pulls there, wheels. I got a couple of them. I've never seen them just trashed sitting behind the barn before. Wrapped around a tree. They got air up tires. It's pretty much bicycle tires. Fairgrounds are usually pretty protected. I heard a slam from something. Oh, here's a racing wagon. No seat. Oh, here's another slam. So it's a consistent slam I'm hearing. Wheel looks maybe bent. Yeah, I think it's because of the wind. What a mess in here. In this horse stable. It feels like an animal might come darting out. They still have, I believe, some feed. A lot of horse. Okay, it's this gate that's getting hit by the wind. Kind of feels like this hasn't been used in a while. Things lay here like they haven't been touched. Like they've just abandoned. Oh, and I got that glare. That glare is from the crack on my screen. That's the crack that came from McCracken. McCracken County will crack your cameras out of spite. This is an intention. Oh, that's okay. For the horse wagons. Some kind of a hook. Just sitting here. Horseshoes. Just piles of garbage on these old fairgrounds. Huh. Oh, some words there. Probably a warning about safety. Old machine. Huh. Water leaking in here. Yeah, they got a lot of cleaning up to do if they want to bring this back into shape. Alright, this fairground is like neglected. Got some animal burrowing underneath and living. I saw this door open from a distance, and this little cubby hole area. And then I pushed on this door. Look at this. Old typewriter, old phone. It's been neglected for a real long time. Look at that. That's a rotary phone. What does that tell you about the age? There's some loud snap sound, almost like a gunshot. So we're talking seriously old fairground buildings, old cans, open door right there with cat food that looks fresh. That's a lot of fresh cat food. Oh, hello. Anybody here? It's part of the garage. I did see one cat. Okay, so just a lot of old track records. Jeans Prize, Tom Tetrick. Very neglected looking. Do they use this fair? They must not use the fairground for whatever we used to be used for this. These garages, the horse barn and all that. You could see, you could just walk in those doors through there too. This whole building is completely unsecured. Looks like there's some use still here. And this is pretty close to the center of the city, this fairgrounds. I'm sure though, no matter how neglected it looks, if I tried to park here for the day, if I do even have access, I think I do, but if I tried to park here for the day, somebody will be on my back about it. Oh, they locked access to the stadium. What's in here? Can't see. Oh, there we go. I just want to say that this hotel feels really weird. They got all these outdoor hotel doors, rooms, but you can't park in front of them. It's all just grassland. It's a curb right there. You can't pull up. It feels really weird because it's pretty standard from what I've seen that you can pull your car right up to the door. And on the other side you can. It's just an older model hotel. I guess maybe cars weren't as important. Maybe horses were more important. So I always drink the beef broth after cooking my steak and water. Alright? I do not throw that out. I drink it. And that's based on something I read many years ago about this study about a woman who seemed to have exceptional strength. And she was like a kitchen worker, and they, I guess, prepared beef by boiling it in some way, maybe beef soup or something, but they wonder what was she doing unusual. And they might have tested her blood levels, but they've come to the conclusion that she was drinking the beef broth. And it might be that she was taking in, well, all the nutrients that it tastes good. All right, that whatever nutrients are in there, it almost tastes like milk, but a beef kind of milk. But she was taking in nutrients, possibly the creatine, but she was she was drinking extra amounts of the beef broth, and that has very strengthening properties to it.